Strictly by the numbers, you are more likely to hear a Chuck Rainey bass line than any other bassist in the history of recording music. But Rainey's influence extends far beyond his distinction as music's most prolific bassist. Across hundreds of albums and his extensive work in television, film, and commercials, Rainey has laid the foundational grooves for some of the most iconic moments. Further, he has accomplished this with a prodigious technique, creativity, professionalism, and humility that has made him a true legend of the American studio. Raised in Youngstown, Ohio, a regular touring stop for the bluegrass and R&B entertainers he listened to in his youth, Rainey began his musical training on piano, violin, and brass instruments. He learned to play the guitar during a stint in the military before finally coming to the electric bass in the early 60s. By 1963, he was playing with the King Curtis All-Stars, a group that just 2 years later opened for the Beatles on their second US tour. In the years to follow, Rainey would make an indelible mark as a session player, working with some of the most important figures in popular music: Aretha Franklin, Quincy Jones, the Supremes, Diana Ross, Sam Cooke, Donny Hathaway, Steely Dan, and the list stretches on. His hallmark style, full of rhythmic complexity, ghost notes, melodic sensitivity, slides, and thumb slapping, was quickly in high demand, and his reputation as a top-notch collaborator and consummate professional grew with each session. Chuck, without diminishing any other bass player, was the first chair of bassists for many decades, says Grammy-nominated producer Gary Katz. As a producer, it's always a gift to have a musician in the room you know will deliver what you want without any question, and a gift he always was. His work on many of the Steely Dan albums, which I produced, remains as lesson plans for others to study. I'm proud to call Chuck Rainey my favorite bass player, and more importantly, my good friend. Indeed, for many years, Rainey has been committed to passing on those lessons. He authored the seminal 5-volume Complete Electric Bass Player instructional series, filmed numerous instructional videos, and devoted himself to educating a new generation of rhythm section players through Rhythm Intensive, which he co-founded in 2014 with Berklee alumnus John Anthony Martinez. Chuck's rhythmic and melodic DNA has permeated generations of music making, only to be transcended by his humble humanity and his love for teaching, says Berklee Bass Department Chair Steve Bailey. Chuck Rainey is bass royalty, adds Grammy-winning bassist Victor Wooten, a visiting scholar in performance, of course, here at Berklee. I would not be who I am. No, none of us would be who we are without him. In recognition of the thousands of recordings that bear his unmistakable sonic signature, his enduring influence on the development of modern bass technique and style, and his commitment to sharing his musical wisdom, I am pleased to present Chuck Rainey with Berklee's Honorary Doctorate of Music.